Good afternoon, everyone. I am, of course, a Black Shadow, and welcome to a special update video for the channel. As you can sure tell from the title, this video is in response to the fact that earlier on at E3 a few days ago, Resident Evil 2's remake was finally announced by Capcom to be released on January 25th next year. Of course, it seemed only fitting for me to give me some views and thoughts on the release. We've had trailers now. It's been a few days. We've had the trailer at E3. We've had some gameplay footage as well, various bits and pieces. Of course, I've got some thoughts on how the title was looking, how it's coming along. Obviously, very excited for that to be coming out early next year. And thought I would give some thoughts across. Before I do quickly, just want to quickly mention for those who are interested in the fact I should be hoping to begin some live streaming very soon. One of the titles I've been looking forward to doing on the channel, and hopefully with the channel, Killing Floor 2, is actually now currently on sale on Steam. I think it's about 60% off. This is one of the several titles I've got planned to do as part of streams, and if you're interested in getting involved and interacting when I do them, hopefully in a couple of months, let you know. That's a really, really good way to do it. It's on for like £8 or something like that, so what, 10, 11 bucks? And from what I gather, it's a pretty damn good game. Anyways, that aside, I figured what I would do for this is something a little bit different to what I normally do. I could easily have just sat here and talked about my thoughts about it, but because I've been so darn busy, I've not really had many opportunities to actually kind of physically see very much of the game so far. So what I would do here is I'm actually going to go ahead and watch the trailer of E3. I'm going to watch it right here. I've not seen it yet, and I'm going to basically do this as like a live reaction for about the 4 minutes or so that this runs. So some live thoughts for you all. You know, I really could have only wished that I'd been able to see this live at E3. I've been able to I've not been able to see anything from the coverage. Most of my information has come from people from the channel and other that give me information on it. Okay, that's a very big looking bottle. Well, clearly, I have seen a little tiny bit of this, I'll be honest. Oh, hello. Is that PS1 there on the left? I think it is. That's a nice touch. Yeah, that's a controller there as well. That's a nice touch. Of course, the game is set in 1998. Dear me. That is very rude. Who's going to clear all this up? That's it. Arrest that man. Do it for the pot noodles. It's pretty awesome to see the game in 1080p. Ouch. And yes, I actually did a video of this on my thoughts of what this should be a little while ago. Oh dear, that's put the women and children to bed. I ain't Mr. Ketchup, but oh hi! Yes, I have seen Leon. Look at him, baby face and all. Jesus Christ. His hair's a shade brighter from what it used to be 20 years ago, by the way. I don't know what I make of it yet.
Money's in my account. Always a pleasure.
Attention, all citizens. Due to the citywide outbreak.
And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or
Marvin, so fucking awesome.
you do not hesitate.
He's so fucking awesome. Could that be the greatest bit for this game? Return of Marvin Brandra?
Surprised you made it this
Probably.
Need info on my extraction.
I mean, that looks glorious. Look at that. It's the damn police station. I'm so looking forward to that. Those of you who've seen my Outbreak stuff, especially File 2, fawning all over File 2, the Raccoon City police station.
impressive display of strength.
Cannot wait. That was Claire, by the way. Don't know why I'm making that look.
This to happen.
Looks like that's the mayor's daughter. That man is probably dead.
It's coming. It's coming back.
Looking pretty solid. Looking very, very, very solid. January 25th, 2019. Put it in your diaries. Whoa! Hi. What was that? Was that Mr. X? Looked like him. So yeah, that's the first time I've actually ever gotten a chance to see the trailer for that. Obviously, there was also a gameplay video that was also released for about 20 minutes worth. That's done the rounds on the YouTube channel by now. I've taken a good sample looking at it. I'm not going to go through it in full detail here, but a few things I've pointed out and noticed. First of all, something I had heard about, but seems pretty much confirmed now, is that much like with when the Resident Evil Remake was released for the GameCube, and then obviously the HD versions later on from the original Resident Evil, seems to be some extra changes to where we are, particularly the PlayStation. I noticed there was this map here on the in the gameplay demo, which shows the east side of the police station, and you notice that the layout of the map is obviously very different to how the actual original map is. You don't have the mess hall which connects to the hole round the back towards the basement and the fire escape. There seems to be several new rooms. The layout's all changed. I think the reason for that, looking at it, is that the actual flavour of the game is actually, it feels quite different to Resident Evil 2. The game focuses a lot more on the fact that there's a lot more darkness around, and Leon having to use his flashlight in order to sort of see what's going on and also to survive the dangers that are around. Whereas if you think back to the original Resident Evil 2, there was still power everywhere, everything was still nicely lit, partially because the game didn't really have a very good way of being able to do that sort of thing, and use light in a way, making things dark and using light in order to light things up. You know, it wasn't really experimented with too much at that point. Later on with games, you think like Alone in the Dark, for example, is a good what's the word I'm looking for here? A good example. Don't know where that came from. Obviously, Silent Hill as well did that too, but both of those, certainly Silent Hill was all was rendered backgrounds, whereas Resident Evil 2, of course, was still running in still shots at the time. I think the game is looking. It's actually not looking an easy game from the looks of it. I think the enemy's looking pretty tough. Zombies certainly taking quite a few shots in order to take down that sort of thing. I'm sure there's all sorts of fun to come up with things like Lickers. You've got William Birkin, who, I'll be honest, I'm thoroughly looking forward to those fights and confrontations with him. They should be pretty awesome. My thoughts on the fact that the game is, of course, the over-the-shoulder style, which Resident Evil is now, and not the fixed camera angle tank control style of Resident Evil 2. I mean, it depends, really. I think, as much as it was kind of cool to do that 15, 20 years ago, I think you have to kind of accept that it's a dated mechanic now, and it is a thing of the past. As cool as it perhaps would kind of be to be able to, and it still is when I'm doing like LPs of these older games, to play this sort of tank style control. Even like later games like Code Veronica and the Outbreak series, where the cameras are on sort of fixed rails and have some dynamic attributes to them, it's a thing of the past. It's just not going to appeal to gamers nowadays. And I do like the idea that at least it's over the shoulder, but it's very close to Leon. It feels kind of a bit more personal than perhaps some other games have done. You think to, like, say, Resident Evil 5, for example, where the camera is actually quite a fair distance away from the character. It feels a lot closer in Resident Evil 2. I think this is trying to give that idea of a very confined sort of atmosphere. You look at a lot of the hallways, a lot of the rooms feel very closed in, and that's also because of the fact that there's no light anywhere. It's all incredibly dark. I don't know whether the darkness itself will play a mechanic in the game. I haven't had a chance to really look at that in great detail. But even so, I think the game is looking very, very solid nonetheless. There are also, of course, a couple of other characters. I've mentioned Leon looking very different to what he did back in Resident Evil 2, but that's totally fine. You know, it's HD now, graphics are different, art styles are different, ways of portraying details are also very different. I don't know what I said in the video earlier. I don't know what I think necessarily about his hair's suddenly gone a shade or two lighter. I guess why not? And of course, I didn't get very much of a look at the lovely Claire Redfield. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to see a bit more of her between now and January. And yeah, not really much else to particularly say other than, yeah, I think the game's looking pretty good. Hopefully, I really hope that this game really delivers. It would be a huge shame if this came across and came onto the consoles and whatever else, and didn't go down very well. Resident Evil 2 is still personally possibly my favourite survival horror game of all time. It's certainly up there. Perhaps not necessarily the best one. Certainly Resident Evil 3, probably on just gameplay value, is probably a better, smoother game. But just for the memories it holds for me, a lovely, fantastic game, real good narrative, and just the atmosphere that I remember younger me had playing it was just totally fantastic and really enjoyed it. Only thing I perhaps would like, I don't know if it's possible, and I don't know if it's a thing, but it would be cool. Obviously, relating back to like the old kind of fixed camera angles, I don't think it would be particularly doable because of the way it's set up. But it would have been cool, perhaps, for like maybe you play through the game once, and you beat it, and that's all well and good. And then maybe like if you can like beat it and then get to play the game again, but like as a classic mode, where the camera goes from being behind Leon to much more like it's the fixed camera angles. I think that'd be pretty cool. I don't know if that's really going to be possible because the way the game engine seems to be running with the light mechanics and that, but it would have been a nice touch. Certainly there's plenty of potential for the game as well because there's new areas to the maps. There's plenty of opportunities for extra story bits as well. You think with Ada and Sherry, certainly especially with Ada, very, very easy for the game to kind of like take moments to like go away, play the part of Ada for like 15-20 minutes and sort of what she was doing in a mixed obviously with Leon and Claire and that, and get the whole thing, the whole story from different perspectives. And it also helps as well with the fact, the knowledge that this isn't a new game, in the fact that obviously the story being told is 20 years old now. We all know it. We all know that Ada wasn't a normal civilian, and that sort of thing. We knew what she was doing, who she was working for ultimately. It'd be really cool to sort of see like almost like a behind-the-scenes view of kind of what she was doing and how it relates to Leon's game particularly. But also, it allows you to tell a different story because we know the narrative of what exactly she was doing and why she was there. So that'd be pretty cool, and I'm very looking forward to that. Only other thing I would make a mention, of course, the game is due released January 25th, 2019, and as I mentioned beforehand, on this channel a good couple of years ago, whenever it was now, I will repeat it here. I have every damn intention of LPing this game once it comes out. And now I have a date to work with, I can plan some other LPs around that. So, God willing, touch wood, assuming everything goes well, January 25th, 2019, I will be playing this damn game on this channel, and it will be damn awesome, and you'd better make sure you're there for it. And yeah, really looking forward to it. So, I think that's going to be it for this one. Just a little bit of a chance for me to actually sit down, digest the game. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts as well on what you've seen, on the gameplay, ideas, thoughts you have, both here in the comments, as well as the Discord server as well. There's plenty of discussion about it already. And hopefully in the future I'll be able to perhaps sit down once we know more information. I'll give some thoughts about the title and how it's developing over the course of the next few months once we know more. And it should be awesome. So thank you very much for watching. I'm trying to think what's going on channel-wise here. Yes, of course, the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 2 Snake Tales has already gone up earlier today. And this season will be beginning in the next couple of days. I've just got to sit down and get some recording of that, which should be tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Have a good evening, everyone, and I will see you very soon.